Hello! Just doing my best Ashen's impression there. Hello. Hello, Richard. Hello, Ben and Pirate Gamer Boy, Alistair, Jake, Clay, Mark, all the usual suspects. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? Is that 10? Oh, look, I've managed to put the viewer count right where the reflection is. Oh, there we go. So you can't actually see that. Hi, Gary. Sexy Reese, indeed. Where's my chat? Why is that not on there? What an absolute amateur. Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. So, yes, I just had a bit of a crisis about 20 minutes ago when all my power went off, and I'm still not really sure why. I think the boiler might have kicked in because I put the heating on, so I've had to turn that off. But yeah, not ideal when you're trying to stream. Welcome, Irvin from Indiana. The audio is so great I can hear it. That's good to know, Gary. So, where is everyone watching from today or tonight, or indeed tomorrow, if you're in that part of the world? It's literally just gone 7 o'clock here. Latvia! Wow! Very cool. I've never been to Latvia, but I went to Estonia a couple of years back, which is went to Tallinn for the Christmas market. So right next door, I believe. Not that my knowledge of geography is brilliant. Probably not the wisest of ideas, asking everyone where they're from when I won't have a clue where some of these places are. Vancouver. Action Retro, nice to see you. Big fan of your channel, as I'm sure you know. I know there's only 11 of us here, and you're probably all already familiar with Action Retro, but go and check out his channel. Lots of great classic Mac stuff going on over there. So, yeah, it wouldn't be a ctrl-alt-rees live stream without some kind of... Am I in Sussex? No, I'm not in Sussex. I'm in the Midlands, in the middle of the UK, in Leicestershire, in fact. Yeah, it wouldn't be one of my live streams without some kind of crisis. So, like I say, my power went off about 20-25 minutes ago, which obviously caused a bit of a mad panic. And my external webcam has died on me as well, the one that I usually use. So I'm using the built-in webcam on my MacBook now, which to be fair is better quality, but not quite as convenient, and hence we have this rather intimate angle, but it works for me. Just back for foraging from Nectar. Oh, Athens, very good. But which Athens? Which Athens? Wow, the MacBook camera looks awesome. Yeah, it's a new M1 MacBook Air, Apple Silicon. So my previous Dell XPS, the one that always used to overheat whenever I attempted to stream with it, just died one day. So I had to go and buy a new laptop at very short notice. So I thought I'd go back to the Mac after 12 years, and I'm very happy with it. It's really good for video editing and stuff. Indeed, the ARM CPU. Yorkshire, up north. Is it grim up there? It's actually been quite nice here today. Hi, Mark. So, as you can probably see, I decided to go with the Atari 5200 tonight. Oh, my mug is in the way of the amazing controller. Which is a system that I haven't really mentioned for a very long time. One of the early videos on my channel was about the 5200 and about servicing these pretty terrible joysticks. And I tried to stream with the Jag last time, as I'm sure some of you will remember, and it was a complete and utter catastrophe. So I thought I would go from one notoriously unreliable Atari system to another. And yeah, you know, because that's how I roll. Danger is my middle name. Yeah, would love to see a PC running an M1 processor. I agree. I think that would. I think ARM-based PCs. Obviously, there is the ARM version of Windows already, and they did the Surface tablet. But yeah, surely it's only a matter of time. I mean, this thing, the battery life on it is crazy. You know, it's so good at like media stuff and video editing and that kind of stuff that surely the PC world must be heading that way at some point in the near future. Completely fanless. Yeah, the Jag stream was wonderful. We got there in the end, didn't we, Rich? We did get there in the end. So yeah, these controllers have been upgraded, so to speak, with the best electronics kit, but it literally just fixes the contacts on the buttons. The issue of the pretty terrible joysticks still remains. And if they're not completely centered, it starts beeping. And they're almost impossible to center, so there you go. The Atari 2800, yes, have the 2800 up here. I'd need to modify that for, I need to put a UAV in that so I can get composite and S-video output from that so I can stream with it. But hopefully one day in the future, would like to make a video of that one. That's the problem, you see, like when you have a YouTube channel and everything has to be a video, you know, there's so many projects that you have to sit on until you can actually sort of get them recorded and edited up and stuff. $5200 controller looks really cool. It certainly does. I mean, it looks like maybe an early 1980s car phone or something. With that pad, obviously you have the overlays as well. They're all... I should have got one out, really. They're all in the box. So I've got the Atari Max flash cart. This is Lemsip, by the way, for my Manflu. Speaking of projects, how's that turntable doing? Yeah, so I'm fixing a 1962 Dansette record player. I managed to work out why it exploded. World's most uncomfortable car phone. Yeah, you'd have to have quite deep, quite big and quite deep air holes, wouldn't you? But yeah, I worked out why the Dansette exploded, and it was because I put some of the capacitors in the wrong places. So I have remedied that. It is now outputting audio, which is great. I just need to get it all put back together. Indeed, stick the joystick part. It's like one of those old phones that you, you know, have to hold to your ear. Or was it to your... I can't remember which way around it is. Before my time. Well before my time. I like the driving arcade cabinet. Oh, thank you. That was... I really need to do some more with that. So the... my arcade cabinet, I don't know if you've all seen that video. It was one I did a few months back. I was in the garage the other day, and well, I say the other day, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I thought, oh, I'll have a quick go on the arcade cabinet, and I switched it on, and the screen very briefly pinged on and then went off again, and yeah, the CRT, which I said in my video was dying, has died. I've got the recap kit for it. I've got a new flyback for it as well, so I need to get around to fixing that. But yet again, it's one of these things where you have a YouTube channel and you think, oh, I'll make a video of that, and of course all the extra overhead that filming everything adds, you know, just makes that barrier to entry a little bit higher, and makes it just a little bit too much hassle for me to bother attempting. So I will do an arcade cab screen recap video at some point. And I'll probably be out there in the garage in the depths of winter recapping that, knowing my kind of scheduling and my organisational skills. Indeed, fixing the CRT. I've fixed a few CRTs now, actually. I'm quite happy sort of discharging them and poking around inside them. So I don't know if I move out of the way, if you can see it, but no, probably not. There's a BBC Micro Cub monitor there that I fitted a new flyback to, and yeah, and recapped that as well. So rear projection cabinet like that which was used on the game Time Crisis. Well, a friend of mine has a 2-player Sega Rally, sit-down Sega Rally machine, and I think that, are they rear projection, the screens in those, or I'm not sure. But I know one side is definitely dying and needs servicing, and yet again, that's another one where I kind of offered to help him out and go over and make a video about it, and didn't get around to it. Oh, my S3 Verge video, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Pirate Gamer Boy 12. 1960s CRT repair. I'm not that brave. I want to live. Any 32-bit Acorn machines in your collection? Well, actually, as it happens, That's another one that you can't... I really wish my webcam was working properly. Let's see if we can swing this around a bit. I wasn't planning on showing you this angle, so it's not very tidy. But let's just have a look at this side of the old man cave here. So, there we go. So we've got the old BBC Micro there, and yeah, the Acorn Archimedes A305, so 32-bit Acorn machine. Hello, it's an arse, welcome. And that's been upgraded to, I can't remember, an ARM v3, I think, and it's running RISC OS 3.11, quite a heavily upgraded machine. I've made a couple of videos about that. So yeah, if you want to know what's inside that, I would have a look at the other videos on my channel and see what you can see. Lots of delights. I very nearly did tonight's stream with the BBC. I might do a BBC stream at some point. And I'd quite like to do another PC one, but I thought PC was getting a bit overdone, as my last few have all been PC. And there's only so much wading around in Stormtrooper poop that people can tolerate. Evening, evening. Lee Smith's workshop. Good to see you here. The 8-bit Atari legend that is Lee Smith. An issue with a Mac Plus CRT? Well, you know, if you feel free to DM me on Twitter or Discord or whatever. Always happy to help. Sorry, Meal 2K, is that Meal 2K? Millie 2K, evening. End of the line, Joel, welcome. Retrospector. Wow, the gang's all here. The 5200 is massive. So the 5200, do I want to get... I don't want to get my original Xbox down. It's bigger than the original Xbox, so that's how big it is. I know it looks big because it's close to the camera, but it is a chunky boy indeed. Yeah, it's so big in fact that it has built-in storage, which, you know, you can keep your controllers in there or your drugs or whatever. Chris G, welcome. Me Machine Dean, hello Dean. Now, Dean, my streams aren't quite as sophisticated as yours, so unfortunately I don't do music requests and stuff. So sorry about that, but maybe you can help me out in you know, getting some of that stuff set up at some point. I've not seen one before. Does it have a Poke chip? Well, yes, it does. So yeah, I suppose I could introduce the 5200. So the 5200 is obviously the successor to the Atari 2600, and it's basically exactly the same architecture as the 8-bit computers. Essentially, Atari designed this as a games console, and then at the very last minute said, no, we want to release it as a computer, and we'll hold on to the games console for a few years and then release it afterwards. And it's one of my favourite Atari consoles because it was a bit before its time, and it's a bit interesting, and it also wasn't released outside of America, and also was only sold for a year. So yeah, they're quite rare and not particularly exciting specs or performance wise, and there's not all that many games on it, but I thought it's something a bit unusual that people won't have seen before, so probably quite an interesting one to stream with. So I picked up an Atari ST520. Any tips on what I should look out for? Actually, funnily enough, I'm doing a bit of a collaboration at the moment with someone. I don't want to spoil the surprise before it comes out, but it will be out very soon. And I was recording some stuff for it today, in fact. And it's basically like a beginner's, Atari ST beginners kind of thing. So I've recorded some of the... Hi Dave, Velociraptor. Yeah, I recorded some footage just going over sort of the basics of how to get started with the ST and that kind of stuff. And to be honest, there's not all that much that can go wrong with them. I know people like to recap everything as like preventative maintenance and all that kind of stuff, but the STs are generally, in my experience, pretty reliable. I'm sure Dave will disagree. But what's Dave doing with the emojis? Are you a member, Mr. Velociraptor? Sorry, I'm very easily distracted. You will learn this. It's why I don't make many videos. Clearly it's for Neil. He knows nothing about the ST. Well, you know, I've made my peace with the Amiga people. You know, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, you wouldn't catch me using one again after last time, but yeah, we've settled our differences. Why wouldn't someone be a member? Well, indeed, why wouldn't someone be a member and enjoy all the benefits of channel membership, like early access videos and access to the 2 or 3 emojis that I bothered to upload when I set it up all that time ago. Anyway, who else have I missed? I'm really terrible at keeping up with the chat and stuff when I do this, so apologies for that. I also have another monitor here, hence I keep looking over that way. So the webcam was going to be over there until the very last minute when it died, so typical. So we've got Muffin making it, the pinball machine legend that is Lee. So welcome. So sorry, there was a question about the 5200 being NTSC only. Yeah, so it was only released in America, so yeah, it's NTSC. This one's got a UAV mod in it, which gives it composite and S-video output. But yeah, it's still in NTSC, which obviously isn't an issue for... I'm using the RetroTink 5X here. This is the part where I accidentally unplug something and break it as the upscaler. So you'll see in a minute that I've got a nice little capture screen thing that I've set up. Yeah, the way that I usually play this stuff on my JVC CRT, PVM style monitor. Is your 5200 the model where the power connector goes into the RF box? No, it's the 2-port version. So there was the 4-port version where it had the external RF box, but this is the... I can't remember which one came first. I think the 4-port was first, and then they released the 2-port, which was the later one, which is this one. I say later, obviously they still only made them for a year, so... Love all your Atari related vids. Thank you, Falcon STE. Welcome to the stream. I haven't. I need to do an Atari ST stream at some point, but it's one of those things where I really want to do it justice. So I'll do that as a kind of bigger event, I think, and actually plan it and kind of prepare properly for that one. But hopefully not too far off. I might do that one over Christmas. Might do like an all-day stream or something as a Christmas thing. I love the Amiga and the Atari ST equally. See, there you go. There you go. You see lots of love for the Motorola 68000 based machines, the finest machines of the 16-bit generation. Evening all, evening Devilish Design, good to have you here. Why does It's an Arse keep saying oops? Are we going to play some Rescue on Fractalus? Quite possibly. 2 hours of 9 lives. Yeah, well, I don't think I'll make it past the first screen on 9 lives. I think it, you know, if I played it for 2 hours, I might just about. I'm after a SCART splitter. Why do you keep oofing? Why do you keep oofing? You're confusing me, arse. Confusing me with your oofing. Yeah, I got a SCART splitter with this TV. I think it's not a particularly cheap one either, but the guy just gave it to me. I would dig it out, but it's buried down there and it's got stuff plugged into it. And if I touch any of this stuff, it will break. Sadly, the only 60k machine I have is a Mega Drive. Those 5200 cartridges were quite chunky. Certainly were. Sorry, I just finished my Lemsip. Hi, Bazar. Bazar. Welcome to the stream. Didn't know this was happening. Yeah, typical YouTube never tells people about my stuff. That's why you gotta ding that bell, you see. That's what the YouTubers say, isn't it? You gotta smash that like button and all that stuff. Yeah, so 5200 cartridges. I don't know if you've spotted this one up here, but this one's quite interesting. This is a Pac-Man prototype cartridge, a genuine one from. I bought it from a place in California that sells lots of interesting old Atari stuff. And I've had this in my collection for a few years now. And this is something that I'm going to make a video about. I want to try and dump the ROMs. Spoiler alert, this doesn't work. Can we play Loom? No. I don't think Loom was released on the 5200, unfortunately. But yeah, so this is a prototype Pac-Man cartridge. Now it's I think this is like an in-store demo cartridge or something like that, like an ex-review one. Yeah, and as I was saying, spoiler alert, it doesn't work. But hopefully, maybe there might still be some data on the ROMs, and it might still be possible to possibly, you know, well, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what we can do with it, but definitely worthy of a video, and probably one that I'll be making pretty soon now I've got all of this stuff out and ready to go. But yeah, one of the cooler things in my collection, that. We'll just put it up there, precariously wobbling, as you do. Finally ordered a Mouster. More fun making it, yes. So the Mouster. Oddly enough, I have some Atari ST accessories to hand here because of what I've been up to today. So yeah, the Mouster is a little device that allows you to use a modern USB mouse or a modern USB game controller with your Atari ST, Amiga, Commodore 64, pretty much anything with a 9-pin mouse or joystick port. So really cool little gadget that, and one that I reviewed very early on, and it's since had loads and loads of updates, and they've added a load of new functionality. So I need to do an update on that, I think. In fact, I borrowed a controller from Andrew S, who is in the chat, that I was going to test with this, and that was probably about 6 months ago, and I still haven't done it. So thankfully he's very understanding, and I've lent him a Atari 8-bit flash cart in return to hopefully keep him quiet. So, so there you go. Ha, there he is. Love the 5200. Wow, I've got quite a few people. Like I said before, I'm really terrible at keeping up with the chat when I do these things, so apologies for that. So welcome. Will there be any vintage computer shows in the UK? Where was I? More fun making it the Mouster. Yeah, okay, so right, remember you should ding that bell. Vintage computer shows in the UK, you get a slot by default, of course. Computer fairs that don't cut it, too modern. There was one at the Computer Museum in Cambridge this weekend, wasn't there? I know there may be some people in the chat who were actually there. I know a couple of my YouTube and Discord buddies were there, but unfortunately I was doing social things and family things over the weekend, so I didn't get a chance to go down. But yeah, I'd quite like to exhibit at one of these shows and show off some of the stuff that I've got, some of the interesting Atari stuff. I'm sure there's someone out there who wants to see it all in action. So yeah, that would be quite cool. Yeah, only 69 games released for the 5200. They're actually, from what I've seen, they're not that expensive, but obviously the problem with being in the UK is that I would have to import them all from the US, so that kind of does add to the cost. This came with probably about 10 games in the box, which I'm not going to get out because they're still in there, but this is... yeah, so... but I got the Atari Max flash cart for it, so just to... as far as maintenance and stuff is concerned, I've not really done anything to this. I fitted that UAV mod, and then it just works, to be honest. I mean, this is running on the original US power supply through a step-down converter at the moment, which was making a really horrible buzzing noise earlier, but it seems to have stopped. I don't know if that's related to whatever tripped the power, but yeah. 7800 has terrible sound chip, same as the 2600. Yes, the 7800. I've got one up there, and I don't know. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship. The sound chip is really disappointing, you know, because graphically it's quite a nice console. It's got some really good arcade ports and stuff, and yeah, it's just the audio that lets it down, really. Obviously, some games have the Pokey chip built into the cartridge, so they're okay, but. Yeah, good system to collect for, actually. The games, you still find quite a lot of games shrink-wrapped and relatively inexpensively as well. The 5200 has by far the best home port of Kangaroo. Oof. So there's also the Trackball Controller, as you've probably seen, which is an official Atari peripheral for the 5200. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. Lights reflecting off everything, and there's only 2 games that are officially compatible with that, one of them being Missile Command, and I think the other one is Centipede. And if you try to play any other games with it, they're just pretty much uncontrollable. So yeah, well worth spending the money on that for the sake of those 2 games. It means you get to avoid using this though, which I suppose is a big bonus. So, Jason Etheridge, welcome. Apologies if I've missed anyone. Play Expo later in October. That's the one in Blackpool, isn't it? With the notorious hotel that everyone stays at and catches horrible diseases. The Norbreck, is it? No, I've never actually been to that one. I've been wanting to go for years and just never got around to it. Unblocked the spammer. Was there a spammer? I missed that. Must have been YouTube doing its thing. I should probably employ a moderator, really, if I'm going to be doing these live streams and stuff. Does anyone want to moderate? I think I can promote you. Can I promote you from here? I don't know. Richard's a good moderator. Maybe I should promote him. Are you planning on visiting the computer shop at RMC when it opens? I didn't even see the spammer. I've got live chat here, and yeah, how strange. Do oofs get modded? I don't think so. I can ban you if you like. There you go. Dave's a member. Surely that means he gets to be a moderator as well. There you go. Congratulations, Mr. Velociraptor. You are now a moderator. Bobbers74, my retro tech over on Instagram. Go and give him a follow. Fantastic Instagram account. He's got loads of cool stuff. One thing he is missing is an Atari 2600 Vader, which I've been upgrading for him, and which I haven't sent back yet. So apologies for that. I think this is what the 5th live stream I've done where he's popped in, and I've apologised for not sending that 2600 back. So I will. I will. I promise. Dave's a good choice. Dave's always a good choice. Dave's like my responsible adult. He looks after me, gives me good advice, and talks Atari STs with me. What? We have a cat. Hello. Hello. Come on. Who's this? It's Jasper. I am streaming at the moment, Jasper. There he is. Any Apple II GS in your collection? Yeah, the Apple II is one that it just seems like such a deep rabbit hole to go down, and quite an expensive hobby to get into. So it's one that I've always kind of avoided. But I do love them. I do love the look of them, and obviously very important sort of historically. So it would be fun to play with. Bobbus is a lovely guy. He's indeed been chatting to him for a long time before I even started the channel, and I first started on Instagram. Yes, Jasper's what, 15 years old now, and he's not very well, but he's still clinging on, aren't you? Still going strong. I'm sure he'll be around for a while yet. Yeah, monkey. You're gonna drool all over all my stuff now, aren't you? Go on. You're a pest. Hello everyone, RetroTech Ralph. Hi Ralph, good to have you here. A cat, there goes my allergies. Yeah, my mum's allergic to cats, so she can't, we've got 2 of them, so she can't spend much time in our house. Unfortunately. Doesn't look 15. No, Jasper was, in our old house where we used to live, he belonged to a neighbour of ours, and he used to come and hang around in our garden with our cat we had at the time, Jack. And then they just moved out one day. They, literally, they just, moving truck arrived, they packed up all the furniture, and house was empty, left no contact details, and left the cat behind. So hence we ended up with a cat, or another cat, shall I say. Yeah, and that was about 14 years ago, wasn't it? Yes, and you've moved house with us since then. And now you've got Tiff and 3 ducks and a tortoise and all sorts to annoy you. Can I borrow your 52? Of course you can, Ralph, yeah? Send me a message on Discord and we'll sort it out. If you want to borrow it, no problem at all. It's quite big, costs quite a lot of money to ship. I might have to drop it off in person. I know. Yeah, I know. Ralph has done some work on the 7800, haven't you? And you also fixed the 2600 with a chip that I sent to you. I can't remember which chip was it. Was it the Riot chip? Hello. Come on. Yeah, Jasper drools a lot as well because of his issues, but still love you, don't we? Come on, get your bum out of my face. Come on. Got biscuits downstairs. Got biscuits downstairs. Nuisance. It would just fit in Ralph's garage. Have you compared the Mr. FPGA 486 PC core to the real thing, like for like? That would be a fun project. I'm not sure where my D10's gone. I have got one. It was around here somewhere because I was playing with it. Flame Lily IT, welcome. Kevin. Should stream some games, really, shouldn't we? I suppose that's why people are here, and or unless people are just here for the cat chat. 32 people chatting cats. I can't stop looking at that giant slab of a 5200. What such a beauty! It is an absolute unit. Yeah, the Mr. 486 core. I know Metal Jesus Rocks did a video that came out a couple of days ago about that. That was quite controversial because he was trying to run some Pentium, later like 3D Pentium stuff on it, and it wasn't running very well, and he kind of criticised it a bit. Well, people think he criticised it a bit. I don't think it really came across that way, but yeah, it's obviously it's a 486 core. It runs 486 stuff, so there you go, cat for scale, and he's a big boy. Who's that? Come on. No, people don't want to see that. Come on. Come on. No claws. Come on. God dare. Never work with children or animals. Thing is, the wife's away with work at the minute. She has to do stuff down the other end of the country that involves staying overnight. Or so she tells me anyway. So we're all alone in the house, aren't we? So I didn't want to shut the door because I don't want you to get lonely. Because he does get lonely. Chats are good. I'm here for Jasper. Oh dear, man flu. I hope my neighbours do that. Their cat comes in mine every day. There you go. You see, that's how you get cats. The other one, Tiff, our other cat, was also a stray. We've got lots of farm cats that wander around our village, and she just kind of wandered into our house one day, as you do, and she was another one that ended up staying. I don't know. Got a co-host. A co-host, haven't I? Do you want to start a podcast? Or a podcat? Totes Hilaire. That's me. It's Reese's cat's arse. There you go, you see. You pay a premium for that elsewhere. Please don't stand on my laptop and break everything. He's just rubbing his face all over my Atari ST monitor. You just want me to get on with the gaming, don't you? Just want to see some 5200. Or do you want the horrible buzzing noise to stop? Come on. Come on. Get down. You're a pest. You're a pest. God. It's an arse. He's a friendly boy. He is certainly a friendly boy. Ain't ya? He's very much enjoyed having me working from home over the past year or so. Although I do work from home quite a lot anyway. I have done over the past 10 years. But Gem on the ST, was it made by the same people who did Gem on the Amstrad 1512? It was indeed. So it's made by Digital Research, and it does predate Windows. I think it was originally... Come on. Sorry, originally a knockoff of the Apple system before it was Mac OS. The Macintosh operating system. And yeah, it was generally available on PCs as a DOS version. And Atari licensed it for the ST. There's actually a bit, another plug for another one of my videos. The the history of the 260 ST video that I did. There's a bit of background information on that story and how the ST was going to run CPM originally with Gem as the desktop environment, and then they actually changed it right at the last minute. So yeah. But yeah, digital research, Gem. Right, let's... sorry, I'm well behind with the chat now. I'm terrible at this stuff. Terrible. Can you imagine if I was trying to play a game at the same time? Just be miles behind. Where are we? Where are we? Which screen are we on? BitterBlitter? Been on the hunt for fuel. We went and got fuel yesterday from our local petrol station, and there's no queue at all. So I guess you're in a part of the country that's still having shortages. Hope you managed to find some anyway. Any working dot matrix printers in your collection? Actually, yes, there's one behind this box. It's the Atari SMM 804, which is actually a rebadged Epson dot matrix printer. So I need to do something with that really, because it's a bit neglected. It's more of an ornament than anything. What else have we got? Question and answer session. 5200 bigger just to make it able to store things inside it, or is it bigger due to needing the space for more power over its 2600 little brother? Well, yeah, so the controllers, this was going to be the big reveal later on, but I may as well show you now, because we're never going to get around to this. There's actually space in the back to store 2 of these controllers, and these, I mean, they're not small. That one's also very hot, because this thing gets hot when it's on. So yeah, there's quite a big storage compartment in the back of that. Now I've got to... There you go, Jasper, you can have that. You can have that. Eh? What do you want? I don't know. Two-year-old black cat's gone missing. Oh, sorry to hear that, Derek. Yeah, so our black cat, Jack, was very independent, and he'd disappear for like a whole week at a time and then just walk, stroll back in like nothing had happened. They even got to a point where he was gone for about 2 weeks, and we actually put posters and stuff up, and then he just randomly reappeared. Yeah, black cats are like panthers, aren't they? They're very clever and very independent. Not that Jasper isn't very clever, but So yeah, I hope the cat shows up at some point soon. Gem on the ST. Philip Schofield had Gordon the Gopher in his broom cupboard. Why not the same with Jasper? Maybe Jasper could be actual permanent co-host for some of my videos and stuff. Not just for live streaming. How many viewers have we got at the minute? 35. Wow, that's not bad for a Monday night, is it? Especially considering I haven't done anything yet. Nearly been, what's it been, 42 minutes? Jasper and Reese's canned carrot. Gem and Geos. Yeah, of course, Geos on the... Commodore 128, was it? I don't really know much about those. Be an interesting thing to play with. Nosh Abroad, welcome. You're... Use the name Nosh Abroad, but what's your website called? I can't remember. Sorry. Difficult to keep track of everyone. Are we streaming from the M1 tonight? We are, yes. The M1 MacBook Air is handling things rather nicely, and it's not overheated yet, like the Dell. In fact, it's quite warm, but it's doing all right. Because, of course, OBS just has everything running in the background, screens and things that you haven't even seen yet. And yeah, I do all my video editing on it as well, all 4K stuff for my channel. Really cool, really great machine. 42 minutes. Reese's background and logo is slowly burning into my OLED TV. Well, graphics gear, yes. Sorry. Well, I've given everyone else a shout out so far. So yeah, graphics gear. Big Neo Geo fan. Another, not Neo Geo, the other one, TurboGrafx 16, and whatever the other version was called, the American version, PC Engine. So yeah, good to know your audience. I love Johnny. He looks so cool. Johnny is yeah. I would like to meet Johnny one day, definitely. I'd use the storage area to store an S3 Verge. Not sure if the Verge would fit in there. Let's see what I've got. Well, I haven't got a Verge to hand. I do have this. This is a Amstrad Adlib clone. So that's got a genuine OPL2 chip on it. ISA card, 8-bit ISA card. Will that fit inside the 5200? Almost. Almost. So yeah, the Verge probably wouldn't fit in there, but yeah, that nearly fits in there. Cat hair all over everything now as well. Yeah, I don't know. "42 minutes and I'm still here." Well, thank you very much, bot, for joining us and staying with us for 42 minutes, and also for not being a bot. I didn't know if the name was some kind of clever ploy to throw us off the scent and you were actually a bot. So, already finished the game. Costardo, welcome. I'm not sure if I've welcomed you yet. I think you've been hanging around for a while, distracted by cats and all sorts. 42 minutes, first world problems, 5200's power setup is the worst. Amigos, Amigos Retro Gaming, hello! My arch rivals, the Amigos. Still, you know, like I say, I've made my peace with the Amiga people now, so you're all welcome here. But yeah, so this is the 2-port 5200, so it doesn't have the weird RF box with the weird power setup. It's the slightly better one with the 2-port version. They can be modified, can't they, I think, from what I remember. I bet Jasper would fit in there. He's playing with my tripod bag at the minute. I could put... I'll tell you what. We could put Mr. Driller in there, can't we? There we go. Perfect. Probably fit a couple in there, actually. What's your favourite rolling canvas SC55 tune? Some good questions tonight. I think for the SC55, it's got to be the Doom soundtrack. Obviously, that was composed on and for the SC55, and yeah, I think that's the that's the authentic way to listen to the original Doom soundtrack on the SC55. So obviously, there's the classic E1M1 music. I don't know the names of any of the tracks. There's the actually the final bosses when you've got the two Barons of Hell on E1M8, I think it is, the last episode of Shareware Doom. I'm quite nerdy when it comes to Doom, you may notice. I really like that track, and there's actually a track in Doom Eternal I noticed that samples part of that, and I was really excited when that came up, because that's the kind of sad life that I lead. 100% bot and 0% bot with 1T. Anyone submit anything in the Amiga Art Contest? Space Dungeon, bye-bye. Why should you want to store an expansion card in a 52? Well, you could store... I mean, personally, I'd probably store snacks in there. I mean, you might be able to fit, like, a single can of beer, or, I don't know. Maybe, like, a standard-sized dairy milk would fit in there. I really should have planned ahead and perhaps found some interesting items that we could have stored in the 5200. Maybe I could do that in, like, a follow-up stream. Dinty's Hideaway, $10. Well, thank you very much for the super chat. That's very generous of you. I have to admit, I'd kind of forgotten that I even had super chat enabled. Not that I expect anything like that. It just popped up and I enabled it. That should pop up in that event viewer in the top. It should pop up there in that thing, I think. I'm not quite sure why it says Wolfbane and Costardo. They're the two that I had in the last live stream that I did, and it's not updating, so just goes to show. Yeah, opinions about the RMC Computer Museum. So Neil's not here, is he? I can speak honestly about my opinions on his nefarious schemes. No, I've oh, there it is. Thank you very much. A little bit of a delay there. Good old YouTube. I've So I've been a fan of Neil's channel since, well, for a good few years now. I think when I first started watching, he was filming stuff, not when he was in the basement, but I think when he was in like his dining room or wherever it was. And then he got the first cave, or the second cave, or whichever one it was, which was the basement office that he rented. And I was lucky enough to actually go over and see him. I was in that area on holiday. Was that last year or the year before? The last few years have all blended into one. But yeah, Neil is exactly as he comes across on camera. He is genuinely one of the nicest people. You know, one of the nicest people in YouTube, to be fair. And he works bloody hard. And I've always been a very big supporter of what he does. And I think what he's doing with the new cave is pretty amazing. You know, he's kind of living the dream, and the fact that he's building it for other people and for the general public, and you know, people are actually going to be allowed to go in there and play with the stuff and everything. You know, that's really cool. So yeah, I love his setup there. I haven't been there in person yet, not to the new cave. I will be. I was one of the VIP backers of the colouring book, purely because I wanted to get in there before anyone else and poke around and maybe make a bit of a video. You know, as you do. Yeah, really looking forward to popping over. And now the shop, which seemed to have been a very sort of quick last minute decision that's all come together really quickly. I mean, that looks amazing. I mean, it's a proper authentic retro setup, isn't it? So very cool indeed. And it's good to see him doing well, because he does a lot for the community, and like I say, he's a nice guy. So apologies for gushing, but there you go. Perhaps he'll turn out to be evil after all. You know, perhaps he's training Trevor to attack people or whatever. Who knows? Of course, his opinions on the Atari ST are all completely wrong, but hopefully I'll be able to persuade him otherwise at some point. Yeah, Bobby Prince, inspired by other music for the Doom stuff. Obviously, you can hear there some classic 80s metal riffs in the Doom soundtrack. Pokemon decks, I'm not sure what that's got to do with anything. Wanted a 5200 RGB for a friend, now want one. There's just something about it, even when I've got 1 meg 600 XL. That's the thing, most of the 5200 games came out on the 8-bit computers as well. Get the occasional stutter. I wonder if your side is showing any dropped frames. No, I'm showing connection quality excellent, and I've not showed anything dropped at all in OBS yet, so don't know. I mean, my broadband is very rural, so it's highly likely that there will be issues, but so far, thankfully, touch wood, not yet. Neil certainly has the hairdo for evil schemes. Sorry, just catching up with the chat. Terrible at keeping up with the chat. Everyone loves Neil. He's cool. There you go. You see, amigos. I don't know which of the amigos that is. Is it Boat, or is it Aaron, or are there any other amigos? Background amigos, back office amigos. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's Boat, because he's a very cool guy who loves my channel and has been the voice of an Atari engineer in one of my videos as well. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Cave is looking quite something. Can't wait to visit yet. Not sure I discovered Neil's channel. Been when he did the Pete Shelley software on vinyl thing. You see, I bought I had a DEC Microvax. I have no idea why I bought it, but I actually bought it from a guy in Swindon, actually quite near where Neil is. And I didn't know about his channel at the time, and I got home and I thought, you know, why on earth have I bought this stupid thing? And started looking for YouTube videos, and it was Neil had coincidentally around that time released a video all about the DEC. I'm not sure if it was a Microvax or if it was another model. And it was that point that I subscribed to his channel. So whenever that video was released. But yeah, it wasn't Neil that I actually bought it from. Is the 720 setting on YouTube too high to watch Atari games on this stream? Yeah, hopefully. It's nearly been an hour already. Wow. I didn't realise I was that entertaining. When we visited the cave, Neil took us for a coffee and a tour of the town. Well, you see, you got the VIP treatment, Ralph, but then you are a VIP, so I can't say I blame him. He did make me coffee, to be fair, and we did have a very nice chat. And I Unfortunately, it was kind of at the height of all of the stuff that was going on last year, so I didn't get to shake his hand or really touch anything. Or do not forget the Brent. Who's that? Have I missed someone? Brent! Yes! Oh, of course, the Amigo. Sorry. Ugh. Sorry. Yes. I get you. I get you, Dave. Thank you very much. Good save. It's Aaron. Boat, he's no good. Well, I'm saying nothing. Aaron always was my favourite anyway. Go and subscribe to the Amigos. I mean, they're into Amigas and stuff, but nobody's perfect. Microsoft back office server. Would you be interested in some MSDN stuff from 1996/7? Like what? Like Windows 95 CDs and Office 97? MSDN, old copies of Visual Studio, Visual Basic, that kind of stuff? Maybe? I don't know. Is there much interest in that? Back office server, indeed. If I can't make it to the RMC cave, I'll probably rock up at your house, Reese, and demand a tour. Well, you're always, always welcome at my house if you want a tour. The tour doesn't take very long. This room's, 2.9 by 2.7 metres or something like that. So, yeah, the tour doesn't take long at all. But you're welcome to come for a cup of tea and come and check out the bees and the ducks and the cats and whatnot. Yeah, we could play some Atari 5200. I think I'd be a little awestruck meeting a YouTuber. I have to admit, yeah, it was weird meeting Neil, actually, having watched him on YouTube and kind of had this one-sided, they call it a parasocial relationship, don't they, where kind of you know loads and loads of stuff about one person, but they don't know you at all, and it's very completely one-sided. And yeah, it was quite interesting, especially being sort of in the cave with him, having watched it kind of develop over the years and stuff. And I'm sure it'll be weird next time when I do eventually get to the new cave. But you know, he's just a normal guy like the rest of us. So I do get to meet all sorts of interesting people in my day job and what else. So I have a folder full of MSDN CDs, Visual Studio 1. Have to get past Killer Ducks first. I don't know if it's gone down a bit now. Oh, it's completely gone. That's a bit of an anticlimax, isn't it? I did get pecked by one of the ducks earlier, and it left like a big red mark on my wrist, but it's gone now. Oh, was it that side? Yeah, maybe it's that. You probably can't really see that on camera, can you? Village in Ontario called Swindon. Ontario, is that how you pronounce it? Just installed some similar shelving in my storage room. CRTs are a cruel mistress. Yeah, the rapid racking, whatever they call it, the basic racking that they do on special offer. Good stuff. Highly recommended. Not sponsored. If you want to sponsor me, Rapid Racking, if you're watching, get in touch. Always singing your praises. I'd love to come and see Reese's mini cave one day. Well, so much interesting gear in a compact space. Well, I could do guided tours, couldn't I? For yeah, always happy to host people. I think maybe when things have opened up a bit more and it's a bit more, it's a bit easier to have people around and do social events. Maybe I'll do like a barbecue or something, and everyone can come around and we can all finally meet in person. Parasocial, never heard that before. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to visit and only play Atari 5200. Yeah, those swans, they'll break your arm. Indeed. I'd like to come and see the ducks. Well, you're more than welcome. Everyone's welcome. Do you miss LAN parties, Unreal Tournament, Counter-Strike, online play today? So... yeah, it's quite sad really that I did used to do LAN parties as such. Well, they were a bit pathetic really. The closest I've got to a proper LAN party was probably in the days of the original Xbox, and we all used to do like big network games with the original Xbox. Before that, my only real experience of LAN party type stuff was I had an old laptop that was like a hand-me-down from my dad, and we used to play Doom and Red Alert on it, myself and a couple of friends of mine, because that was pretty much the only stuff that would run on it. So I think Red Alert, was over a serial link. I think that was just 2-player, but yeah, you know, still fun memories. Doom not so good. It was one of those dual scan screens where as soon as anything starts moving, it just turns into a big blurry mess. So not ideal for that, but yeah, you know, it's still fun when you're a kid and you don't know any better. Good old days. And CMD, keep doing the videos, Reese. We love them. Thank you very much. Always nice to read people's kind comments. It's the reason I do this. I'll bring pizza. Bit worried about parasocial now. Sounds a bit. Have people really not heard that term? Is that something that I've made up or picked up on Twitter somewhere? Or yeah, parasocial relationships. It's got to be weird, hasn't it? When you're like, you know, one of the really big guys, like the 8-bit guy or LGR or someone like that, and you have fans that come and see you at conventions and stuff, and they know everything about you, and they've been watching your videos for 10 years, and you know, it's like, who are these crazy people? It's got to be strange. I've kind of, well, this is probably going to sound a little bit big-headed, but I've kind of had that before, being in a band, and you know, you have people that see you around and come to some of your gigs and stuff, and then they'll like come and talk to you after the gig and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, I love this song, I love that song, you know, I saw you a couple of weeks back when you played it wherever, and it's like, yeah, okay. You know, it's weird. But yeah, not big time, not Mr. Big Time YouTuber just yet. Maybe I'll get mobbed when I do eventually go to Play Expo, and all the ctrl-alt-rees fans will be there, screaming outside. It'll be like the Beatles, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe not. Good idea. I could resurrect my LAN party setup. I'd love to do a LAN party. I think we should persuade Neil to do one at the Cave, a proper like you know, mid to late 90s. We could play some Quake and stuff, Unreal Tournament and that kind of thing. Quake 3, you know, get some old PCs down there. I've got a few that I could take the Net Vista down there, back to its spiritual home. Pentium 4. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? And I haven't really got room for one here, unfortunately. We could have a LAN party, but I think we'd be maybe a maximum of 2 players, and we would be shoulder to shoulder, so probably not a great setup. I suppose someone could go downstairs in the dining room, but I'm not, you know, we'd have to wait until the wife's out. I don't think she'd approve of that. Yep, 95% troubleshooting, 5% gaming. That's what it used to be like for us, even with the original Xbox, which was all pretty much plug and play. You'd all, you know, run into all sorts of issues. We'd have a, you know, collection of old switches and hubs and stuff. Some of them upstairs and downstairs, and long runs of network cable, and people randomly dropping off the network and all that kind of stuff. But hours of fun. Not big time yet, says the guy with another shout. Who shouted me out now? Is that Adrian again? I can't even keep track nowadays, you know. I'm all over the place. Mr. Big Shot. Any thoughts on the Steam Deck? Yes, sorry, the official teardown video. You did mention that one. So I did see that go past before. The Steam Deck. I love the look of the Steam Deck. Yeah, it does look like a very cool thing, doesn't it? I like the fact that it's Linux based. You know, I was a full-time Linux user for quite a few years, and I'm a big fan of open source stuff and that kind of thing. So it's quite cool what they're doing with it. And they've got Proton, isn't it, which is their like compatibility layer thing that runs Windows games on top of Linux, and I think the whole thing's basically kind of built around that. It looks like a cool piece of hardware as well. I like how it's modular, so you can replace the thumbsticks and that kind of stuff. You know, maybe there'll be a bit of a modding community around it at some point in the future, or yeah, I like it. Looks good. Not a fan of the Steam controllers. I do own one. Tried to use it for a while. Went back to the Xbox 360 controller for PC, living room gaming type stuff. Eventually, just couldn't stand it. I was in a band too. We were awful. Yep. Custardo. Well, who shouted me out anyway? Have we got to that point yet? It's so difficult streaming on YouTube because there's probably like a 20 or 30 second delay until obviously you see what I'm saying and the chat pops up and then it comes back to me. And I don't know how long the round trip takes. It must take about a minute. It's not like Twitch where it's all in real time. But I prefer the audience on YouTube. You know, Twitch is a bit young for me, and I don't own a hot tub, so you know. Orange Anime Retro Box Room. Hello, welcome. Need the Reese merch to wear for when we all meet at the expo. I should do some merch. I should design some merch. I do have, just here. Oh, there's a cable there. Hope I haven't unplugged anything. Hello, Laura. Welcome. I do have, speaking of merch, ctrl-alt-rees case badges for PCs. And if you've seen any of my PC videos lately, I have these on my PCs now. And if you buy anything from me on eBay, any of my old tat, you know, if I recognise your name and you're someone that I know from Discord or whatever, or Twitter, then I tend to chuck a couple of these in. So I know there's some people in the chat who actually have these. So yeah, that's the closest I've got to merch so far. There's no way to buy these. Maybe I could set up a shop, maybe start selling them. That'd be quite a cool thing to do. Sell some stickers and some mugs and that kind of tat. We'll meet at the expo. I could have an expo in my garden and have a LAN party. Gareth, yeah, sorry, I saw your message fly past. Any creative software for the ST? I used to be a fan of STOS, you know, the game creator, basic game creation software on the ST when I was a kid, but not for the actual programming side of things, which is odd considering that I am a developer now in my day job. I used to like the animation side of it. I used to, you know, spend hours like drawing cartoons and animating them in STOS. So there you go. Costardo, thank you very much for the €5 donation. That's really cool and unexpected. Thank you very much. Deposit on my used bathwater. Yes, indeed. Gamer Girl bathwater. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. You know, whatever pays the bills. Got all of the stuff. I'm a proud owner of official Reese merch. Yeah, I'm a proud owner of official Rich merch. So there you go. I've got my photo proudly up on the wall. I won't try and get it down of me and Elmo, or well, of a Christmas elf and Elmo holding a picture of me. I do have some other pictures that Rich sent me as well. I think they're in this drawer. I can't remember. They're around somewhere. This place is such a mess at the minute. Always happens when the wife goes away. So let's catch up on the chat a bit more. Unreal Instagib. I would destroy you all. Well, sounds like a challenge. 2022 year of the Linux desktop. Proton's pretty great. I've been using it for a while. Could see some Proton fans. Tyman, hello, welcome. Sorry if I've missed you. I am terrible at keeping up with the chat. Notoriously terrible. Steam Controller's an interesting misstep. Dab Hand, the original Quake and Unreal Tournament. I used to play a lot of Quake World online actually, and I've been playing the. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I've been playing the Quake remaster or remake, or whatever it is, that was recently released. So I've completed the original 4 episodes on Nightmare now, including all the secret levels. And I just completed Scourge of Armageddon, which was the first expansion last night. And my choice of activity for tonight was either do a live stream or play Quake Episode 2. What's the second one called? Disillusion of Eternity, something like that. I could have live streamed that, but yeah, I suppose I could have combined both of those activities, couldn't I? Should have thought of that. Got all the stuff. You need to sell some keycaps with Reese on there. Replace delete. One big gold keycap. A big gold delete button that just says Reese. What if it has like a picture of my face on it as well? Pixelhead Reese card. Now that is rare merch. That was my Kickstarter reward for backing Neil's book. And I think I got 5 of those cards. And they're all gone now. They all went to people that I sold stuff to or traded stuff with. Or yeah, I need to get some more printed actually. I need to talk to One Click Print, and but I think that's a custom order because I can't seem to find the option on their website. Favourite Apogee / 3D Realms game that isn't Duke Nukem 3D? Perhaps controversial, but I'm not. I think Duke Nukem 3D is overrated. Favourite game? I mean, I did that video on Wacky Wheels, didn't I, last week? That was always a favourite of mine. But I'd probably say Rise of the Triad. Mainly for nostalgic reasons, really, and just because it's completely mental. You know, for what it was at the time. How long until the Reese Grease comes out? Well, yeah, official merch idea there, Reese Grease. Send you some stickers if you want. You're playing Quake through the... the new port. I've been playing that. I've actually been playing it with my Xbox controller sat on my sofa on my living room PC, sadly enough, which is not the preferred way to play Quake, but it's nice and relaxing, you know, nice glass of wine and a bit of Quake. What could go wrong? Ion Fury, now that is an excellent choice. Yeah, I loved Ion Fury. That was such a good game. And obviously there's the expansion coming out soon as well, isn't there? So very much looking forward to that. I lost a big chunk of my life to that game when it was released. Yes, good call. Ion Fury. Nice to see that people can still make games like that in this day and age. And obviously the whole boomer shooter thing, stuff like Dusk and what was the other one? A Medieval. Enjoyed those. Do like a first-person shooter. Tempted to burn my Patreon in disgust. You wouldn't do that. Check out the patreon.com/ctrl-alt-rees. Just saying. Anyway, Terminal Velocity. Now there's you see they did so many good games, didn't they? Yeah, Terminal Velocity was a great game. There you go, the guy behind HDoom. So should we check out some Atari 5200 stuff? If only because I spent ages making this next scene in OBS, and I want to show you. So let's do this. Come on. So yeah, how cool is that? Bit cliche, I suppose, but so this is the 5200 connected to the RetroTink 5X, which is being upscaled to 1080p, and then we're fed into OBS using my cheapo capture device. That's nice, thank you. Nice TV. So what game do you think we should play? Should we have a look? I probably need to do some audio stuff, don't I? Should we stop the music? Let's stop the music. There we go. Now I've lost the chat. Oh, it's all falling apart. Very clever. Wank. I'm not actually rich. Hang on. Let me fetch it. Oh. Yeah, I didn't. No way RetroTink beats. Oh, let's put the music back on. Evidently, we're going to keep chatting for a bit. There we go. So yeah, the Wank £7 video capture device. Highly recommended. I could have used it, but it does have some weird audio and video sync issues, and I didn't really trust it. So I'm using my the one that Linus recommends, the anodized aluminium blue box thing that he uses. I have a USB 3 HD cap as well, but there aren't any Mac drivers for that, so I can't use it for streaming, unfortunately, if I want to stream from the Mac. There was music. Is the music really quiet? I think the music's... whatever. There's no music. Oh, okay. There's supposed to be music. Perhaps I didn't... I'm really not very good with OBS. Yeah, there has been music from the beginning, but maybe you haven't been able to hear it. Oh, yeah! Yeah! Yeah, there's supposed to be like some chilled out, lounge, relaxing background music, and you haven't been able to hear it because I picked the wrong option. Yeah, the music's probably just being picked up through the mic, because I've got it playing through my speakers here as well. Protector SE. Is that an Apogee game? It's Virginia Wank. Activision Decathlon. Oh yeah, what was I? So yeah, Formula 1 game on there. Okay, what was the first? Do you have a dual controller adapter? Ha 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 ha! Hee. Yes, we'll have a play with that very soon. I could hear the music before, elevator style, and now it's gone. Yeah, everyone's preemptively turned their volume down. What's the lag like on that? That's terrible. Okay. So, was it? Was that Protector Essay? Yes, that was the first. Was that the first request? Are you trolling me, Dave? That doesn't exist. Or I don't have it. Space Dungeon. 5200's coming through loud and clear. Okay. Is it too loud? I guess we'll find out soon. I'll turn the music off because no one can hear it anyway. I was enjoying it. So Robotron is the one that we need the dual controller adapter for, so we'll play that shortly. We'll play some Pac-Man with the analog joystick. Shall we? Pole Position. Play some Pole Positioning. I do like Pole Position on the 5200. It's a good game. Good game. Where's my microphone? Let's do this. Ugh. Didn't really think this through, did I? Terrible setup. Such an unprofessional streamer. Right, let's go. Oh, what's that? Weird graphical corruption going on. Oh dear. The 5200 has overheated. After all that. Still plays okay though. How strange is that? I'm actually really bad at Pac-Man. I know it's all about knowing the patterns and stuff, but I don't know them. And playing it with an analog joystick is just no fun. It's that weird graphical corruption that's going on. That is strange. Yeah, this is terrible with this. This is terrible with this joystick. Oh, okay, I see. The Defender clone on the Jag. I get you, Dave. I get you. Oh my god. Ah! What's going on with that weird corruption? Let's just restart this and try again. Very strange. Oh, turn the volume down a bit. Okay, sorry. Oh yes, it is cranked right up. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's turn that right down. Apologies. No, let's turn it down a bit more. There we go. Let's try that. Yeah, it seems... Oh, it's still doing it. Isn't that strange? Wonder if that's something to do with the UAV mod. Mind you, I think I've played this before. Personally, I'd blame the guy who installed the mod. It's obviously an amateur. I'm gonna die. I'm terrible at Pac-Man. Oh, that's not fair. Oh. Is it present in other games? Let's try some other games. It's weird, isn't it? Could be a weird issue with the particular ROM dump, or... Pole Position was another one I wanted to try out. It's one of my favourite games on the 5200. Is the volume okay? Robotron. Are we going to do Robotron already? Okay, we'll do Robotron. Fine. Let me just... I need to hear the game audio though. Right. Oh, that's really loud. Fine, Robotron. So, twin stick shooter that actually takes advantage of the analog sticks. So, let me just switch back because you need to see this. Briefly switch back. So this is the Atari 5200 controller, as you can see, with its analog joystick. And if we introduce this device, which actually came bundled with Robotron, slot that one into there. Oh my god, it's glitching out. There we go. And then we get a second controller. Hello, David. David is back. And we get a second 5200 Atari 652 controller. That just clicks into place. Two at once. This would be hilarious. It's twice as awful. Or is it twice as good? I actually tried this earlier and the whole console just went a bit mental. So here we go, some twin stick action. Where was it? Robotron. Where is it? Rescue on Fractalus, great game. Right, Robotron. Here we go. Here's one I prepared earlier. 2084, yeah. It's not that far in the future, is it? Not now. A collective noun for 5200 controllers. Torture, maybe? Rubbish. So, here we go. Two joysticks. Are we ready? I should be looking at that screen because this one has quite a bit of lag. Right, here we go. Cables everywhere. Horror of year of 2002. What's going on with my retro tink? Why is that on the screen? Go away. There we go. Right. Stop. Need to rescue the dudes. Ah. Where am I? Oh. It's hard to tell the characters apart in this. Is that a bad guy or a good guy? Apparently that's a bad guy. I thought they were the good guys. Oh no, the little guys are the good guys. Okay, they're just unkillable guys. So let's rescue this little dude. Ah, I get you. Okay. Used to love Llamatron on the Atari ST. Obviously with just the one joystick. Oh my goodness. Ah! Thing's chasing me. Rubbish. Rubbish. Had Llamatron on a cover disc here. I think that's where I got it from. Let's give it another go. I'm sure you've got a good view of the back of my head It's not bad, you know. It's actually not bad. The difficulty does ramp up very quickly, but as far as ports go, it's pretty good. Ah. Controllers don't help. But at least they are analog. Oh. That's a bad guy. That bouncy ball that chases you around. Oh. Terrible. Terrible. These are good guys. Some speedy boys on that level. Ah. Awful. Why are flying cars a bad idea? Well, yeah, like you say, you know, people can't even drive in 2 dimensions, let alone, well, 3 dimensions. How many dimensions? Yeah, up and down is an extra dimension, isn't it? Where's my water? Here we go. Right. Oh no, missed a little dude. Like a ninja. Oh, distracted. Oh. The only thing is, the guys that you're supposed to rescue are all blue, and then there's some bad guys that are blue. It's quite hard to tell them apart. Similar shape. I'm not blaming the controllers this time. Although I should. It's all the red hats, isn't it? Ah! Oh. Terrible. Also on the Atari 800. I don't know if the 800 has. Oh, twin stick support. Dear oh dear. Terrible. One more go. Robotron. Quite right. Oh dear. Pew pew. Ah. Oh my god. Terrible. Oh. It's a whole army of them. Terrible. Only one line of chat in the video now. Yeah, it disappears after... it's based on the time... It's time-based. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, so everyone's obviously intently concentrating on my extreme gameplay skills there. Distracted, dazzled by my Robotron abilities. Evidently not. Impressed with the quality of the video capture and the upscaling. That's quite cool. It does look good, doesn't it? If I do say so myself. Should we try another game? Should we try a trackball game? Or do we want to see some more Robotron? Let's try a trackball game. One of the joysticks isn't centered. Best fill it up again then. Those are some elite skills indeed. So I'm really terrible at games. Like, I'm a proper fake gamer. Well, I like my like 90s first-person shooters, I suppose, but apart from that, let's just unplug that because it's going mental. Tell you what, let's check out pole position because that's always fun. Let's free the controller from its prison as well. I can't remember the controls for this. Ah. Why are the colours so strange? Well, they're okay on the capture actually, it's just on my TV they don't look brilliant. Strange NTSC thing, I guess. Seventh. On a retro tip, welcome. Nice to see you here. Fantastic channel. Go and check him out. Sorry, I'm distracted by games. You missed all the boring chat and arrived just in time for the games. Which I would definitely the recommended way to do it. Here we go, let's overtake some people. So yeah, graphically a step above the 2600, but not by a long shot. Extended play. Does that mean I'm doing well? So as you've probably seen, I can't keep up with the chat and hold a conversation at the best of times, let alone when I'm actually playing a game. Especially when it's behind me because of my terrible setup here. I think I've got a long way to go until I can be a pro streamer. Like I said earlier, you know, I don't even own a hot tub, so... Oh yeah. Extended play, so if you do well, you get punished by being forced to play for even longer with this controller. The controller's not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's usable, I guess. Oh, we're run out of time. Fair driving. Did you work for Codemasters? I worked near Codemasters, actually. Yeah, they're about 10 minutes down the road from my office. I've never actually been there. I do have well, I say a friend, a kind of an ex-co-worker who actually works there. Maybe she'll be able to get me in for an interview or something. Ever done anything with the Intellivision, Reese? Well, not the original one. But you never know what might happen in the near future. Anyway, the 2600 version is damn good. It is. Oh, thanks, Dave, for posting the link to On a Retro Tip. Dave's on the ball. See, this is why I promoted you to moderator without even asking you first. Naoki, welcome. Naoki's Retro Corner. Go on then, let's have another go. Ever done any? Yeah, I don't. Vaguely remember this. Yeah, there was. It was based on the arcade game, wasn't it? So, I think. I don't think I've really played the arcade version. Did you pre-order an Amico? I didn't, no, but I was recently asked for my opinions on the Amico situation, and that will be appearing somewhere on YouTube very soon. But I can't really say. It's not my place to say. But yeah. Anyway. Maybe I should do a 2600 stream at some point. Let's go again. Like, there was an MSX version of this, wasn't there? Did like that one. I might be thinking of a different game. Oh yes, up the inside, take the racing line. Oh wow, I exploded. But I'm back. Realism. Nope, no extended play for me this time. Still play Chucky Egg on the BBC. Yes, one of my favourite games on the BBC. I very nearly went for a BBC stream tonight. I've got mine. Oh, and the SCART cable and stuff, so I could have set it up. I think I need to do that at some point in the near future. I think that would be a lot of fun. A bit of Chucky Egg. I don't suppose Elite would be very interesting to stream. Maybe. What other classic? I had the Acorn Electron when I was a kid, and I liked the Acorn soft games like Starship Command. It's one of my favourites. Could stream a bit of that. That's quite a difficult game from what I remember. And there was a text adventure on there called Legend of the Sphinx, which that might make for a fun stream as well if we all played a text adventure together. Although it would probably take all night with the lag on the chat, but you know. I love that noise as you overtake people. It's height of realism. This joystick works really well for this game, much as people slate it. Yeah. Whoa. Here he goes in the pink and teal car. Pink and teal menace. Oh, I love pole position. There was pole position 2 as well. Was that on the 7800? Was that my second extended play? Really am neglecting the chat now. I hope you're all behaving. Oh, there we go. Oh, change gear. Adventure sounds fun. Who else have we got? Mr. Lurch. Good morning, Mr. Lurch. Busy day at work, I see. I don't know what time it is. Oh, I suppose you're locked down over there, aren't you? I remember you saying in your latest video. So I guess you're at home. Mr. Lurch's things. What's Dave doing? Spamming people's channels in the chat. This isn't why I promoted you to moderator. Nah, it's all good. Imogen, Daredevil, Dennis. These are good suggestions. I need to make a note of these. Chucky Egg. Yeah, Chucky Egg has always been a BBC game to me as well. I think a lot of people played it on the Spectrum, didn't they? But yeah, it must have started on the BBC. Well, yeah, it must have done. Did it? Unless it was out on like the ZX80 or something before that. Let's just... I think I've missed a load of chat here. Let's just scroll back up. Driving... Oh, no, maybe not. Palace of Magic. Thrust. Exile. Oh, Exile. Yeah, that was a good one. I remember that well. Yeah. Very good game. RetroTink 5X just arrived. Fantastic, fantastic piece of kit. I'm really, really pleased with it. Make sure you update the firmware. And make sure you actually read the instructions when you update the firmware, which I didn't do, and I was fighting with it for about half an hour. And yeah, it turned out that there was a button I was supposed to press that I hadn't pressed, and that's why it wasn't flashing. 6:45 AM. I don't know. Very cool. Pole position on the 5200. Initially for the ZX Spectrum BBC Micro Dragon 32. Just hang on. Yeah. Yeah. doing anything illegal off camera or anything like that. I'm just a bit snotty, I promise. Chucky Egg on the Amstrad CPC. Right, I think that's enough pole position. Bloody controller. They don't self-center, that's the main issue with them. Right, let's go for some trackball. Hey, why are you beeping? Are you in pain? Right, there's a way to control this with the... There we go. Let's get the trackball out. Updated my RetroTink 5X 3 times and still not plugged it in to use it. Plenty to see in Holland. Yeah, I went to Holland when I was much younger. We were driving around, had a bit of a drive around Europe and did. I mean, we didn't go very far. We did like France and Belgium and Holland. Yeah, it'd be great to go back there. Now I'm old enough to actually appreciate the culture and stuff, rather than just going and laughing at the Sex Museum, which is pretty much what I did when I was 18 or whenever it was. You know. Much more cultured individual nowadays, or at least I like to think. Alright, where is Missile Command? There it is. Good chat about Chucky Egg. Very good. Very good. Nearly missed that one. It's trackball. I'm a big fan of the 5200 trackball because it's got some proper weight to it and it's got some proper momentum to it. It's like a proper hefty arcade grade thing. It's certainly a big improvement on the controllers. Not that that's saying much. Unfortunately, there were only 2 games that officially supported the trackball. And although there are some other games that are playable with it, there we go. It just emulates a joystick, basically. Anyone coming to Blackpool? I'm not. No, I've always wanted to go, and I just didn't get around to arranging anything this year. We were talking about that earlier in infamous Norbreck Hotel and all of that stuff. Would definitely be fun to do at some point. Only around Birmingham, that's not far from me. I'm about half an hour from Birmingham. Do love a bit of Missile Command. Oh dear. LGR has, or what should I say, Clint has a Missile Command cab in his house, doesn't he? Always quite jealous of that. Really like the Atari ST version of this game as well. Play with a mouse. Ah! Yeah. Doesn't Dr. A... I don't know, does Dr. A have one? Oh, what's this? Graphical corruption. I think I've got a case of some bad RAM or something. This is weird. Yeah, I didn't know Dr. A had one. Really need to go to his house and play with his stuff at some point. Oh no. Yeah. Ah. Oh, what's this? This isn't good, is it? Oh! Weird graphical corruption, isn't it? How strange. I think this console needs some fixing. Always the way. Ah! Right, I'm going to lose horribly soon anyway. Corruption adds to the challenge, yeah, it certainly does. Oh, yeah, I need a cup of tea. Or a strong coffee. Can't see what's going on. Why don't you fix it live on stream? Yeah, I'll just, solder in some new RAM chips. Why is he doing this? It's really strange, isn't it? Very strange. Yeah, pole position was fine, and Pac-Man had a very similar issue. It's got to be RAM related. Thing is, it wouldn't be one of my streams if something didn't break. Oh, there we go. Oops. Is that it? No, I have a... Get away from my city. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh. Is there a diagnostic cart image on your flash drive? I think there is actually. That's a good point. The end. Let's do some live diagnostics. This is exciting. This is what people tune in for. Just get the soldering iron out. Alright, alright. Yes. System test images. I've never used this before, so I don't know how it works. 16K bank switching test. Let's do that. Press any key to stop testing. What's that? Love me some diagnostics and benchmarking. This is exciting. Okay, well. Should we have some diagnostics music on? Of course, only I can hear it. Switch this back to. This is more my kind of retro. Have I done much to the 5200 other than the video mod? No. Sorry, I wasn't being rude, I was just looking for this. This is a UAV, which is the Ultimate Atari video mod. Oh, this is a... Oh yeah, okay. Thought that was a faulty one that I had, but... Oh, it's very difficult with this camera setup, but that's the actual board. And that solders on top of something called the 4050 chip, which is a multiplexer that combines the video signals. And yeah, it adds a composite or composite video output and S-video. Very cool little piece of kit, that. A bit of an involved mod to install, especially on some models of the 2600 and the 7800 that don't have the 4050 chip. So a bit complicated to hook up in those particular systems, but a nice easy mod in the 5200. And I'd turn it around and show you the back, but nice, tidy install of those ports on the back as well. I didn't make a video about that particular mod, I don't think. I may have briefly touched on it when I did the controller mod video. But yeah. Zilog Z800. Yes, it's a well-known, famous processor. So the, or if you have a Rev B PAL model, there you go. Naoki's also installed some UAVs. In fact, didn't you not do one that I sent your way as well? Has some, at least one video about it on his channel as well, if you're interested in the installation process. I actually, I had a video about it, and I actually took it offline because I made a big thing in the video about actually selling these online, and then I decided I didn't want to sell them anymore, so I had to take the video down because people kept emailing me and asking me if I was still selling them. The Zilog Z800. So what systems had the Z800? That's not one that I've heard of. Yes, indeed. Red, white and yellow. Why don't you fix it live on stream? Well, it's... is that enough testing? Maybe it needs a recap. Thanks, Dave. He's on the ball tonight. I remember as well, watching Naoki's video, just the whole rigmarole that you had to go through, just because of the way that Atari had wired up the 4050 in that particular console. No spoilers or anything, but I was really surprised to discover. Well, I suppose knowing Atari, I wasn't that surprised, but yeah, it was interesting to see what a bodge job they'd done of it, and the issues that it caused for you 30 years down the line. Got a UAV. I've never actually done one in a 400 or an 800. That'd be an interesting install. The 800 has... does it have S-video output anyway? Just not a very good one. Or does it just... I think it has quite a decent composite output. So it's not been a priority. Right. Well, seems okay, doesn't it? 8K bank switching test. I guess there's bank switching and then there's the RAM tests. Yeah, the 800XL. There was a video about that. It was the Retro channel, wasn't it? Did a really good video on the 800XL video mod. No, whenever the problem is it? RAM test. Evidently not RAM, which is interesting. I think there was another chip that I replaced in this. Come to think of it, there's the 4050 that the UAV fits on, but then there's like I think there's a 4052 because one of the controllers wasn't working when I first got it, and I replaced that. But that doesn't do anything. It doesn't have anything to do with the graphics output. So yeah. Ah, yeah, the VBXE. That's another one. That's another really good one. Haven't had a chance to check that one out yet, but I've heard good things. Maybe it's corruption caused by the SD card. Could be. Well, the tests seem fine anyway, so that's good. Just the joys of old hardware. Oh, there's some other diagnostic stuff. Ah, PAM Diagnostics. Live. Oh, they're both 4050s. 8-bits use them for the keyboard to reduce the number of lines coming in the pokey from the keyboard matrix. There you go. Pac-Man, yes, it did happen again after the reboot. PAM Diagnostics. The pokey test. It could be the GTIA, I suppose. We can test that. Interesting. Fascinating. Live streaming 5200 diagnostics. This is what we do for fun on a Monday night. It's always more fun with friends. Yeah, that's why we have the Mister. I think in this case the original hardware has probably been resting a bit too long. I like it. Good. Got some debugging tunes. Does this run for a certain length of time and then stop, or? Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the fact that it keeps flickering in green, is that a good thing, or does that mean it's broken? I don't know. Perhaps I should read the instructions. Were the Atari consoles region locked, and did some regions have exclusive games? Yes and no. Like the 2600, if you try to run PAL games on an NTSC system or vice versa, the colours will end up being slightly different because there's some addresses that were changed, memory addresses, registers. Silence said zero. But no, the games, there's nothing that physically stops the games from running. So, you know, I have an NTSC. Well, I have NTSC and PAL 2600s, and I can run all of the games that I have on both of them or all of them. And yeah, same for the ST. Nothing on that was region locked. Even the Jaguar, Yeah, no region locking on that one either. So no, I think that was a kind of a much later development. You have to bear in mind that the Jag was what, 93. So yeah, I mean, for stuff like the Nintendo and the NES and the Famicom, I don't think they were region locked either, were they? They were just physically different cartridges, and you could actually run one in the other with a pretty basic adapter. So I think region locking is something that came a little bit later on, kind of after Atari had exited the console market anyway. Zilog Z80,000. Nice having a mister to fall back on when the real hardware dies. Indeed. Indeed. I can't wait to get my hands on the Mr. Multi-System. Oh, Garrow, here he is. Welcome, Garrow. Here to cause trouble. We're just doing some live Atari 5200 diagnostics. But we're not sure how long this is supposed to actually run for, or whether this is what it's supposed to be doing. Hey, well, Mr. Lurch, Jason, if you want to donate a XL to me, I will more than happily accept that donation. I'll do an unboxing video and everything. Why don't you have one already? Well, I've got the DE10. I just haven't set it up yet because I only got it a couple of weeks ago and I've been very busy. And I'm also kind of waiting for the multi-system. Yeah, just the DE10 on its own just seems a bit fiddly. But I thought I'd get one before they sold out. I'll behave unless there's an unsuspecting table. Do I have a post box? Well, like a PO box? I don't. No, and I need to sort one out because I can't be giving people my home address and my work address forever. Anyway, I think that's run for long enough. Still don't know whether that was good or bad, or whether it's supposed to do that. Someone might maybe glitter. Well, they could. Living in Poland, I had only access to cassettes. Well, on my very first, or our very first computer that we had. Oh, 1st of November, has that been officially announced? Mind you, I was in on the first batch anyway. Randall Crooks, $7.99. Oh, Australian. Is that Australian dollars? $7.99. Thank you very much. $7.99 dollary dues. Is that a friend of Mr. Lurch by any chance? Nice to see the Australian massive in the chat representing Down Under. Yes, sorry, cassettes. I was going to say. Let's just grab something. Let's embiggen this. Have a bit more chat. Why not? Seems a bit more sociable than running diagnostics, doesn't it? So yeah, my first computer, the Acorn Electron, first computer that we had as a family. These were the games that came with it, the Acorn Soft games. So Hopper, this is a Frogger clone, if you can't guess from the name. And yeah, they came on cassette. So my very first experiences back in the 8-bit days, in the late 80s, I would have been probably 6 or 7, something like that, loading games from cassette. So I've got a bit of a collection of these Acorn Soft games because they were kind of the first games that I ever played and the ones that I grew up with. So yeah, of course I don't launch them from cassette nowadays. I've got an SD card or an MMS, whatever it is. MMS? TF? I'm losing it. SD card solution in my BBC that I use for games nowadays, but still very cool looking things. Nice boxed copy of Elite there as well. So I think that's got, look at that. That is the 5 1/4 inch floppy release for the BBC. Very nice. But we never had the floppy drive for the Electron, but I did use them at school with the BBC Micro. Obviously, we weren't allowed to play Elite at school, just Granny's Garden and that kind of stuff. I just noticed in the front cover of this manual, it's Commander Fiona McDade, something like that. Yeah, Commander Fiona. So there you go. That's who this game belonged to. That's nice. It's got the map as well. Was it a poster? Oh yeah, with the ships on. I should probably frame that, shouldn't I? That's very cool. I like to have this stuff on display. It doesn't do much good just tucked away in a box. He says tucking it away in the box. Known each other for years. Randall is 10 minutes from me. That's very close by Australian terms, isn't it? When your neighbours could be 50 miles away. Aussie invasion. Picture stuttering on the stream. That will be my rural broadband. Although I'm not showing any dropped frames in OBS. So I can blame that on you. Is the novella there? I don't... That's a very good question, Dave. Got the manual, the flight training manual. But no, I didn't actually really play. I didn't play that much. I do vaguely remember playing it, but it wasn't a game that I really got into in a big way. I don't think we actually had it at home. I'm not sure if it runs on the Electron, does it? Yeah, 1984, so this game is as old as me. I went to a Microsoft event back when I had a proper job and worked as a developer, a .NET developer. I went to a Microsoft event and it was just before they released Elite Dangerous, or it was in development. And David Braben, I think, is it Braben or Braben? Obviously the developer of Elite, actually gave a talk there about procedural generation code and that kind of stuff, and did some kind of live demos of that kind of code, which was really cool. And Brian Cox also spoke at that event, not about code, but about the universe and planets and whatnot, as he does. Completely unrelated, but yeah, I got to go to that for free because I worked for a Microsoft partner. One of the coolest events that I went to in my professional life, and I got to sit in a DeLorean as well. So there you go. One of those random stories. Anyway, where were we? I'm well behind with the chat again. Strikers Run. Most Electrons were 3.5 inch. Refrigerator. Otherwise the load would fail. Very cool. Yeah, I remember on the tapes you always had to get the volume control just right, and I think it was actually slightly different for different games as well, if I remember. I don't know if it's like, I think because the tapes and stuff that we had were second hand, maybe if they were a bit more worn, you kind of had to turn the volume up a little bit to get it to load. In some parts of Australia, your neighbours can be 9 hours away. You see, now that sounds like heaven to me. I would gladly live miles away from civilization because I hate people. Brian Cox, the Scottish actor. Does Elite require a dongle to allow the game to run? I don't think it does on the BBC, no. Did Frontier on the Atari ST, which was the sequel to Elite, maybe Frontier needed the dongle? I'm not sure. I remember playing the demo, got it on an ST format cover disc. Rural, polite curse word. Not getting any drops this end. Okay. Could be on the PC version. I need to drink more water. Just remember to stay hydrated. That's very important. Oh yeah, of course. I saw that they'd released the source for it recently. I'd like to learn some assembler type stuff, some proper low level stuff. You know, I am a developer in my day job, but I do .NET stuff and a bit of PHP. Starting to get into a bit of Python, doing some stuff with the Raspberry Pi professionally. But yeah, I've never really done any of that kind of low level on the old 8-bit machines, and I think I'd quite enjoy it. Just sort of getting to know, because the thing about those computers is obviously you can kind of know the whole thing inside and out, sort of in your head, which you can't do with a modern computer, if that makes sense. So yeah, but yet another thing that I'd love to get into that I probably never have time for. Maybe when I retire. Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, Rich has made a D-Ream reference. Very good. Things can only get better, Rich. That's what I keep telling myself. AT&T assembler. Okay. Doing all right with the man flu. Let's. I can't put that on the desk, can I? It'll be in the way. So, Jason, Mr. Lurch, are you going to work at the minute? I guess you're in lockdown, so does that mean you're at home, or does that mean you're in the shed making YouTube videos, doing collaborations with other big-time Atari ST YouTubers, that kind of stuff? Off now. Okay, David, thank you very much for joining us. It's been nice to have you in the chat with your Zilog recommendations. Always fun. AT&T assembler. I'll have to check that out. Let's play something. I'll tell you what I was playing. Montezuma's Revenge. That's quite an interesting game. The two Atari ST YouTubers. Well, it's good to be known for something. Getting a bit of a reputation. Can't remember how to play this. Oh, switch my audio over so I can actually hear it. Oh, rubbish. I mean, it's no Chucky egg, is it? Oh, what? You can't fall down there? This joystick's awful. Good for pole position, not so good for platformers. Or Pac-Man. I like that if something kills you enough times, it just disappears because the game takes pity on you. Oh my. But the Amiga, you're not allowed to mention the Amiga on the Atari ST video. That's illegal. Whoop. That's a brick wall. How am I supposed to jump over there? Oh, I've run out of lives. Terrible. And I'm back. What are you supposed to do? Like, jump that? Oh, yep, okay. This is worse than Chucky Egg. Montezuma's Revenge. This was released on some other platforms as well, wasn't it? Was it on the Spectrum? Oh, okay, they disappeared, do they? Oh, I see. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh. Is that a sword? How do I use that? Ah, go up the ladder. Jump over the thing. I don't know how to use these things. Just run away. Can't get through the blue thing. Oh. Spooky chain. Oh, that is spooky. It's too spooky for me. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, so if you slide down the pole onto the skull. Yeah. Come on. You can do this, Bounty Bob. I believe in you. What? I killed the last one. Anyway, how's the chat going? Hello Reese, hello OG Hugo. Welcome to the stream. We've finished the diagnostics and now we're back onto the gameplay. Or at least we were. I like this, that this game only has one sound effect as well. Anyway, where are we? The Zilog. Oh, we're up to the Zilog 8 million now, are we? Half a second I thought about learning 6502. Yeah. I have too many other unfinished projects. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? A lot going on with Atari STs now. That's very true. Obviously, we've had Adrian and Mr. Lurch. And, yeah, even Neil's managed to get involved with some ST action. So, yeah, you know, perhaps 2022 is the year of the ST on the desktop. Or the year of Gem on the desktop. 8-bit Rick Dangerous. Atari ST deserves more love. It does. It does. Got into the Jag by watching your videos. Oh well, it's an expensive hobby to get into. But yeah, there are at least 3 good games on the Jag. I always joke. No, I do have a soft spot for the Jag. First 16-bit machine was the Atari ST. Replaced it with an Amiga. Oh, you see, that's where you went wrong. I still have fond memories of the ST. 8-bit version of this actually has an intro scene. Oh. Montezuma's Revenge. F-Droid and Program Star. Oh, yeah. Talking about this guy who worked with who wrote all the parts for the game's graph paper in machine code. Never touched his machine. Looking at this and thinking there's no way Rick Dangerous was made without thinking about this. There was a sequel, wasn't there? Bounty Bob Strikes Back. Oh God, this joystick's wonderful. Best joystick ever. Oh. What's this? Who's leaving us? Who's joining us? What have I missed? There's no way Rick Dangerous was made. ST. Sneak preview. Having not grown up with either it or the Amiga. Is the Amiga technically more capable? Yes. Does that make the ST any less enjoyable or usable? Hell no. Well, it's what you grew up with, isn't it? It's the nostalgia. It's all about the nostalgia. You know, does it really matter? You know, the ST and the Amiga and the PC and all that. The only thing that annoys me as an ST fan is tell me I didn't have fun. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. One of my best friends, Daryl, and no, he wasn't a robot, had an Amiga, and I used to go to his house and play on his Amiga, and he used to come to my house and play on the Atari ST, and I don't think we ever really argued about which one was better, or, you know, we just liked playing the games, and that was pretty much all there was to it. Oh, was Andrew gone? Did I miss that? Sorry. Good night, if you're still with us. Sorry about that. Haven't been paying attention to the chat at all. This is why I'm not a streamer. Trying to get a full Jag set, yeah, that's a very expensive pursuit. I think I'm up to 17, and I think there's 50 in total. But I got to the point where it was looking like I'd be paying hundreds for games if I went any further. So I decided to bow out at that point. So I've got all of the cheaper games on the Jag, and the game drive flash card as well, of course. When you find a second-hand ST in the Netherlands, 90% of the time it comes with a black and white monitor. Yeah, because obviously in the Netherlands and Germany and Scandinavia, the STs sold really well as business machines, and I think my Mega ST came from Germany, in fact, and that had been upgraded. So yeah, machines had their strengths. Yeah, I think I have about 30. So. Yeah, one thing that I found quite interesting, I was doing some research for a thing earlier today, and most of the Atari arcade games, stuff like Millipede and you know the ones I mean, all the classic sort of 70s and 80s Atari arcade games, got ports on the ST, but they weren't actually released on the Amiga. On a retro tip, thank you very much for joining us. Nice to have you here. Go check out his channel. Great channel. Great video about GoldenEye. Very nice documentary. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, what was I saying? All those classic Atari arcade games. I didn't realise, but they were released on the ST and on a lot of other platforms at the time. But I guess out of pure spite and pettiness, Atari wouldn't license them to be released on the Amiga. So if you're a big fan of classic Atari arcade games, and not just the Atari games, also some of the games that Atari had the rights to distribute. Oh yes, the Monkey Island video. That was another excellent one. I was actually there for the premiere of that one as well. Very cool video. I remember having a bit of a debate with someone about EGA graphics in the chat, but we won't go back to that. Yeah, so there you go. Games like Xevious as well, which Atari, I think, had the rights to distribute in America. They also wouldn't license to be ported to the Amiga. So, yeah, the Amiga wasn't powerful enough for them. It just couldn't handle those 1970s Atari arcade games. So that'd be an interesting topic for a video, I think, at some point. Or, yeah, there you go. There you go. Is this still running? Oh, there we go. I remember seeing the Pet Shop Boys use an ST on top of the Pops. Yeah, I've seen that video. I guess I probably didn't notice it at the time. My uncle still to this day uses the ST as a MIDI sequencer. I think I know all Atari people will mention this at the drop of a hat, but I think Fatboy Slim, Norman Cook, has said that he still uses one in his studio for making music even today. The Atari ST has a cool version of Battlezone. Yes, it does. I do love Battlezone. Great game. Never released on the Amiga. The Atari ST Battlezone ran the original arcade ROM in a 6502 emulator. That is a good fact. I like that. So I wonder if so did any of those other arcade ports run on the same kind of setup, or that'd be interesting to know. It's 9:30 already. Nearly my bedtime. Tell you one thing that that doesn't come across in this stream to do with this particular Atari 5200, and that's the smell. Apparently this was from a storage container. You know, like you see those Storage Wars type things on TV, and this was from a storage container that someone had obviously bought the rights to and was flogging off a load of stuff from. And it smells very damp and musty, like it's been in storage for a very long time. And no matter how much I get it out and air it out and use it, once it kind of gets warmed up, it kind of gives off this very distinctive smell, which I always associate with this machine. So there you go. I don't know if all 5200s smell like that, or just this particular one. Perhaps that's why it wasn't a big seller. Yes, the 5200 is modded. It has a UAV, so a UAV Ultimate Atari Video mod, which is available from a website called the Brewing Academy in America. I used to import them and sell them, and then all the import tax stuff came in, and then the Brewing Academy got a bit funny with me. Well, no, not that. They just they weren't really sure where they stood on the import tax side of things and stuff like that. So we kind of had a bit of a break from that, and I kind of never picked it up again. But yeah, really great mod. Can highly recommend it. I've got them in a few of my Ataris now. Works in all of their classic consoles and the 8-bit computers as well. So really cool little video modification. Adds composite video and S-video. So I'm connected via S-video to the RetroTink 5X, and that's upscaling it to 1080p, and that's how I'm capturing it on here. So not as retro, but I use a DS Lite. I remember playing with the Korg synthesizer on the DS, and it's really cool. It's loads of fun to play with. I remember when that came out. In fact, I used to run a retro gaming website back in a previous life, and we actually reviewed that at the time when it was released. So yeah, this is not Adrian's digital basement. Oh. Oh dear, I think I need another lem sip. I see, so that was, yeah, wash it in the sink, I get you. Or in the dishwasher, like Perry Fractic likes to do. Pillock has a fairly large fairly large ultrasonic bath for PCBs. Yeah, I have a 7800, which I still need to get around to modding at some point. This joystick is really terrible for this game. Oh, why did I go that way? Ah! Awful. Ah. I like the little smoke effect when you set yourself on fire. That's quite fun. Ah. The pads, yes, they're the 7800 pads. I don't think I have any to hand at the moment, but yeah, they were the European 7800. The American version came with like a weird joystick thing, which is supposedly not very good. Oh, snake. Ah! Snake! Oh, it's gone. Seem to be collecting these items, but I don't actually know how to use them. None of the buttons seem to do anything. Oh! I've used something. Okay, well that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Oh, terrible. The EU pads aren't great either. No, that's fair. Certainly not like the NES pads. They look good. They do look good. They're not awful. Definitely prefer them to the classic Atari CX40 joysticks. Ugh. I think I prefer them to these as well. Ugh. Regarding 2600. There was a 2600 adapter for the 5200 as well, wasn't there? So you could actually play 2600 games on this console. And the 7800 is actually backwards compatible with the 2600 because it has the TIA chip in it. So it's only used for audio in the 7800 games. But fan of the Master System pads. Master System, fantastic console, one that I did consider for streaming. I'm sure I will do at some point. OG Hugo, will you be going to RMC when it's open? Not sure how close you are to him. Is that what? Is that a question for me, I assume? Yeah. Yes. I went to see him in the old cave last year. Was it last year or was it the year before? I still can't remember. It must have been last year. And yeah, I went to see him in the old cave not long before he moved, and I was in on the VIP colouring book tier on the Kickstarter. So I will be going to the colouring day at some point whenever that happens. Obviously, lots of logistics for him to sort out on his side before that can happen, but very much looking forward to that. Should be a fun day out. And hopefully I'll be able to do some filming and maybe get some behind the scenes footage, as long as the other people there are happy about that. So yeah, should be lots of fun doing some colouring in with Neil. So that's a request for a Master System stream from Mr. Lurch. Actually, funnily enough, my Master System is literally just here. I keep it next to my desk. I don't play with it very often. But yeah, my wife's favourite console, and the console that she had when she was younger, the Master System. Big fan of Wonder Boy in Monster World, I think is her favourite game. So we played through that. They did the remake, didn't they, quite recently, and we actually played through that whenever that came out. On the old living room PC. That was loads of fun. Yeah, and she can still remember all the bosses and how to beat them and that kind of stuff, which obviously I didn't have a clue about. So loads of fun. I do like the Master System. It's a surprisingly capable system considering when it came out and the fact that it's one of the sort of 8-bit machines. It's one that always kind of surprises me with the graphics and the audio and stuff. A very cool little machine, the Master System. Very underrated, although it seems it's one of those things that people are starting to appreciate more and more, much like the ST nowadays. I could play Alex Kidd almost by muscle memory. Yeah, because there were a few different versions of the Master System, weren't there, with different built-in games. So there was the Alex Kidd one, I think, was one of them Road Rash or something like that, and then there was like a snail maze game on one of them. Yeah, Alex Kidd. Master System. No, it's not modded. It's just a bog standard. I've got a couple of them kicking around. Is it worth modding them? I did the. I have a modded Mega Drive. I did the mod on that one. Obviously, that's quite easy. Just soldering in a switch onto the original jumpers. I don't know if the Master System's similar. I really hate this game. Let's not play this anymore. Well, I don't hate the game. I just don't think it works very well with the controllers. Jesus, I don't think anything. I'll tell you what, the lag doesn't help. Right, there we go. No, don't. Why are you doing this? Stop. Very strange. That just makes the games annoyingly a little faster. That's the thing, we had it easy in the PAL part of the world, didn't we, with the slightly slower games. Book Rodgers, Planet of Zoom. What are some good games on the 5200 then? Oh, we've got Choplifter. I think that was just mentioned, wasn't it? See how it compares on the 5200. I need my audio back. There we go. First sortie. Where are we going? On the wrong way round. Ah. What was that? That's a fence. Okay. Wow, I'm terrible at this game. There's a separate button to turn and it's really confusing. Oh. I'm just going to run away. Oh, people. Hello. All aboard. Oh, no. You scoundrel. Do I take them back to the base? I've never played Choplifter. Is that the kind of thing you're supposed to admit on stream? There we go. Fort Apocalypse. Oh, that's not so good. Who's this lunatic? Maniac. Where did you learn to fly? Ah! Oh, don't shoot the people. Oh, there's a tank. What's this? There's a house. No, don't stand there, people. There's tanks. Well, that was silly, wasn't it? How do you shoot the tanks? Okay, the FM sound upgrade on the Master System. I have heard of that. Didn't know if it was widely supported. Guess so. Oh, my helicopter's humping the ground. Quick! Quick! Get in! No! Too slow. Silly people. I don't make it to the second sortie. Oh, come on. Oh, no! Stop it. Quick, get him. I will save you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I blew up the tank. Very cool. You can say one thing for all of these games, they're all fast. Oh! Yeah, yeah. Guess because they're fairly close to the original arcade ports, they're just fiendishly difficult. Back in the days before tutorials and on-screen hints and all that kind of stuff. Ah! Lunatic! No! Ugh. Just didn't stand a chance. Third sortie already. Right, we can do this. Those stupid planes. Oh, I see you there. Go on, nah! Oh, Mr. Lurch is leaving us. Thank you very much for joining us, Jason. Very good to have you with us. Have a lovely day over in sunny Australia with your Atari ST. I guess it's not. Is it winter in Australia? It's not winter in Australia at the moment, is it? I always get confused. I'm very easily confused. Yeah. Shoot the tank, shoot the tank. Yes. Pumping the ground aggressively. Ah! This is alright. How many people can I carry? No! Get away! You killed my dudes! What's the house? Is that a good house or a bad house? Am I supposed to blow that up? Couldn't blow it up even if I wanted to. I'm such a terrible shot. Guess I've rescued everyone. Right, off we go. Anyone remember MASH? What am I supposed to do? Ah! It's back. He's back! No! No! Not cool. Didn't stand a chance. Is it painless? It's not. It's painful. The 5200's painful. It brings on many changes, Rich. No, MASH was definitely before my time. I remember watching the repeats though. Where is everyone? Got no one to rescue. I'm risking my life here for nothing. Tanks can't even shoot high enough to hit me. Oh, here's the dudes. Oh, I'll tell you what, yeah, wait for the tanks to show up and then all come running out. Because that's the safest thing to do. Yeah, absolute dingbats. Go away! Quick! Quick! Run away! No! No! That's inhumane. That's a violation of the Geneva Convention. I had hostages on board. The end. There you go. Fun game though, fun little game. Works quite well with the analog joysticks. Mash. Good mash up. It's just something about helicopters that always makes me think of MASH for some reason. I think Airwolf was a little bit before my time. Is it winter in Australia? You're supposed to blow up the buildings for the men to come out, but there's innocent people in those buildings. MASH not before my time, sorry. Yeah. Supposed to blow up the buildings for the people to come out. Okay, let's do that. Let's put my sound back on. Oh, hello. Come on, little dudes. Nope. Get away. Stop killing my dudes. Or is it me that's killing them? Just hold on a minute. Got to deal with this tank. Right. Get in, dudes. Stop shooting my dudes! Oh, such a pest. There were up to 12 people in the helicopter now. We blow. How did all the people come out of that one? Oh, I see. It's kind of. How do I blow that up? Can I not blow those ones up? Oh yeah. Oh, I see. The tanks blow them up and then the people come out. 16 people in the helicopter. Is that maximum occupancy? Well, sorry other dudes, but I'm going to have to leave you to die. I don't make the rules. Oh, good night, Custado. Thank you very much for joining us. Sorry, Rich, if I offended you again. I'm so terrible for... The thing is, I'm old myself, you know. I'm just digging even deeper now, aren't I? I'll just be quiet. Gah! Planes against helicopters. It's just not fair. It's not fair. You have to press a button to turn as well. It's quite difficult. It's like Defender. Yeah, no. Oh, one shot. Insta-death. Not cool. Yeah. No. Bad plane. Can you even shoot those, or do you just have to avoid them, or? Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, get out of it. I don't think you can shoot those planes down, can you? Go away. You can tell them to go away, though. Oh, got some people in this house. Party house? Nope. No! This is not cool. Get in, get in! Get in! Ah! There's a tank! Have you no sense of urgency? You'd think people would be a bit quicker if there were tanks and planes and things flying around shooting at them, wouldn't you? People just have no sense of self-preservation. What are you supposed to do in order to deal with the jets? Well, that's a very good question. I wish I knew the answer to that. It's so fluid, though. It is nice. It is nice and fluid, and it's quite obviously quite fast-paced as well. Yeah, it works well with the joystick. I'm finding with the joystick that there's some games that work really well with it, and the games that don't work well with it just don't work at all. So, yeah, perhaps some kind of digital joystick adapter or an adapter for the Jaguar controller would work quite well with this. Might be an interesting future project. I think it works in quite a similar way to the PC gamepads. Obviously, the pinout's completely different, but I'm sure I've seen an adapter for using PC gamepads on the 5200. If you're changing game, try Beef Drop. Okay, we'll go for one last game. We'll check out Beef Drop. Been at it for 3 hours, so should go and have a nice cup of tea. Talk to the wife if she's still awake. Beef Drop. Oh no, it was in the it was top level one, wasn't it? Because that's a homebrew game. Is it a clone of Burger Time? I think. Ah, come on. The joystick doesn't even work properly with the menu. There we go. Atari Age presents Beef Drop. Drop the beef. Atari 2600 MASH game. I haven't played that. Best 5 players. All Reg and DMK. So normal, 1 player, 1 stick. Got that weird graphical glitch happening again. Come on then. Get ready. Oh yes, Burger Time clone. Right, where am I? I'm being chased by a sausage. Ah! Stupid joystick. It's entirely the joystick's fault. Yes. Ugh. It's alright, Dave. I can ignore the glitch. Because I'm having a good time. Let the good times roll. Ooh. Oh, thought I could sneak under that one. I don't really know what the strategy is supposed to be for this game. I know you drop the bits of the burgers on the baddies. You have to try and get them all to the bottom. But I never really looked into the best kind of strategy for... Get out of it. Being chased by burger fillings. Sentient sausages. Or they rashers of bacon. Whatever they are, they have no business being in my burger kitchen. Yeah. Nope. Abort. We're gonna do it, boys. This is it. Ooh, my hat. Don't touch the hat. Oh no! Stupid joystick! I was supposed to go up. You have salt. Oh, salt! Oh, right! This is why I should look at the chat. Oh, that makes it easier, doesn't it? I told you I had no idea how to play this game. I mean, too much salt is bad for you. Ah, so... Hello, hello. Oh. What? Oh, I give up. Oh, I got 5,200 points. How appropriate is that? If you salt and then drop an enemy, the burger piece goes all the way down. Not sure how I can orchestrate such a complicated maneuver. Oh. I think I get it. Oh, what? This music never gets old. Good. Good, because it's all we got. I'm so terrible at this game. Did I mention that I'm a fake gamer? Terrible. I think this game needs tactics. I think you're right. Oh, I also need you to look at the screen. That generally helps. I'm just going to make the burgers. because I don't know what's going on. Oh, that was cool. Ah, no, stupid joystick. Quick! Oh, yes! That was close. Haven't beaten my high score, though. Right. Oh! Missed. Salted the wrong way. Up to the top. Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh, that's a new high score. Pro tip, mince, not mince. Oh wow, that's tedious, isn't it? There we go. Oh, do we get 4 letters? I always like it when we get 4 letters. No, we don't. It's just trolling me. Okay. Fine. Yes, good night, OG Hugo. Thank you very much for the very kind comments about the channel. It's always nice to hear from people, especially when they have nice things to say. Thank you for joining us. Right, so it's now gone 10 o'clock, so I think I'm going to have a nice hot chocolate and see if I can phone the missus. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me. I didn't do a ending video this time like I usually do because I just didn't have time. Thank you, Kevin. How do I switch back? Oh dear, I've forgotten how to work this thing. There we go. So yes, good night, great stream, loads of fun playing with the 5200. I hope you've, enjoyed checking out this bizarre and rather rare and unusual console with me. And yeah, next time we'll have to check out another one. I might do some classic PC games or Master System, as was suggested by our very own Mr. Lurch. Might be a fun one to do. Not sure when that's going to be. Probably closer to Christmas, but we'll definitely do something. Yes, thank you, Clay. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Rich and Dave, for your impromptu moderation skills. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. I hope it wasn't too involved. We've got quite a nice little community here, so not too many trolls and idiots to have to deal with, thankfully. Oh, Retro Channel, thank you very much for joining us. I didn't even realise you were here. Sorry about that. Oh, I only dropped in a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, it's gone 10 o'clock at night here, and I need to I start work at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I should probably call it a day. Thank you, Tyman. Thank you very much for your support of the channel as well. It's always appreciated. A name that keeps popping up on my Patreon lists and whatnot. It's good, and no trolls. Very good. Well, apart from Dave. But, that's why we love him. So, hello on the Amiga. Let's check that one out. Okay, yes, cool. So, yeah, saying goodbye is always the hardest part. So, I'm just going to click the button, and then you'll all disappear, and that's it. So, thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. It's been really great hanging out while I've been home alone. And, yeah, we'll do this again sometime soon. See ya!